Good morning, Carabinians. RJ back with another video, so let's get to it. Today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day from 1985, the Donruss All-Star 3x5 card. Love me some Donruss All-Stars, trying to collect all of them. Still got a couple more years to go. We haven't made it a priority. Just one of these days I get in the mood and I go shopping and pick up some of those oddities I'm looking for. Trying to get all of the All-Star cards. They went from about 83 was the first year up till about 88 or 89. I'm not certain exactly which one, but they're a really cool set of cards. Happy to have them. And this is the Mike Schmidt one from 85. Random baseball item of the day. Again, looking at all these postcards of long forgotten players that have a Philly connection. And it's oddball things I've never seen before, or players I've got no clue who the heck is this guy, or why is he here, what is going on. So again, most of the cards in Dave's dad's basement that were these postcards that I ended up with. Again, all it says on the back, it says photo postcard, that says the word address, place stamp here. This one is supposed to be of a guy named Jack Onslow, O-N-S-L-O-W. Now, what's interesting to me is that is a Phillies cap. Now, again, most of the cards were of Pirates, so I thought maybe, the Pirates had a logo like that, but no, I'm certain it's a Philly cap, okay? Secondly, Jack Onslow, I know most Philly names, believe it or not, only because of a project I'm working on to get one card of every Philly who ever played. And Onslow is not a guy that ever played for the Phillies, so I didn't know how this card came to be. I know he wasn't a manager, so you have to assume he was a coach. And sure enough, Jack Onslow was a Phillies coach in 1931 and 1932, which makes sense because that's the 1930s era cap he's wearing. Jack Onslow is another one of those guys who had a lengthy career as a coach with a number of different teams in his lifetime. And he only played a handful of games for the 1917 Detroit Tigers as a backup catcher. That was his only major league experience. And out of that, he turned that into a lengthy career as a coach. So it's fun to, again, it's one of the great things about baseball collectibles. And if you take the time to really study what you have in your hands sometimes, it's a fascinating look into the life of an unknown individual you can learn a lot about. Jack Onslow. All right, that's my random baseball item of the day. Today's trivia question. Sticking with the World Series theme, we're probably well underway in the World Series. I've got no clue who even the teams are because I'm filming this so long ago. But hopefully the World Series is well underway. My question to you is, in what year was there the first ever indoor World Series game? In what year did that occur? So send me an email with the correct answer. I will include my email in the description below, what you're playing for. It's an awesome 2022 Topps Gallery card of Hank Aaron. Really cool. I love me some Topps Gallery, although it's no longer in production. They're not making it anymore. But I still love me some Topps Gallery cards. So Hank Aaron from 2022 is your prize. If you can shoot me an email with the correct answer, again, I will include my email in the description below along with a repeat of that question. You will have today and tomorrow to answer. We will pick a winner on Sunday, all right? Good luck to everybody on that one. So today, what I want to show off, again, went to the LCS last week, not just this past recently, but back. And in the $5 bin, I found a lot of things. One of the things I found was this almost set of cards. In fact, I got two almost sets of cards. From 1975, pretty sure that's what the year was. Nope, 1979. The TCMA set of stars from the 50s. I'm going to go through several of these. It really is exactly what it says, stars of the 1950s. Now, I'm going to have to get several of these. This didn't include everybody So some of the bigger names are not included. Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays. They do exist in the set, but I don't have copies of them because whoever put these two sets together pulled them out. So I'm going to show real quick, go through the players you see and just see the images. So here's a nice Warren Spahn, Robin Roberts. Who's that? Ed Bailey. A lot of these guys, you don't know this. Any baseball player who sees a Cincinnati Red with the sleeves cut off always knows who this guy is. This guy with his hulking biceps, Ted Kluszewski. Here's an interesting one, Ralph Kiner on the Indians. Interesting card. A lot of no-name people. So Dick Littlefield, Nellie Fox, the not TCM, yeah, that's TCMA. The 1979 TCMA, 50 Stars of Baseball, 19 Stars of the 1950s set is 271 cards. It's a really big offering. Here's Bob Lemon, Hall of Famer. Early Wynn. Early Wynn always looked like he's just miserable. Never looked happy to me. I don't know if anybody else thought that same thing, but Early Wynn never looked happy. I'm not going to go through all the names because a lot of these people are, even if I showed you the name, you wouldn't recognize them. There's a nice Larry Doby, Bob Feller. So you do have some big name stars every once in a while thrown in there. There's Ralph Branca, back in the Dodger days. So there's a lot of well-known people. There's even a lot of scrubs like Dick Hoft, Dick Hoft, Johnny Groff. This one, see if you guys know this one. I'll pause here. Anybody who's a baseball historian should recognize that face right away. That's Harvey Haddix. Harvey Haddix, the guy who threw a 12-inning perfect game, almost. 12 innings of perfect ball, only to lose it in the 13th. Harvey Haddix. This one here, Dale Long of the first guy to hit home runs in 8 consecutive games. Dale Long. He's if I talk about Dave's basement find, here's some of the greats of the Dodgers. Dave's basement find. I got 2 autographed index cards, one of Hall of Famer Earl Averill, the other of Dale Long. So maybe someday I'll put a little shoebox thing in there, make a display. Yeah, but for the most part, again, most of these are people you've never heard of. So here's, if you're a Phillies fan, you know exactly who this player is. That is Jim Constanti, your MVP of your 1950 season. That's right. This weird-looking guy with the glasses won the National League Most Valuable Player Award in 1950. He was a relief pitcher for the Phillies. Set all kinds of historical reliever marks that year. Started the first game of the World Series, too, because everybody else was spent. So this is Charlie Dressen, famous manager of the Dodgers, because I think he was the guy who, if you ever saw 42, Leo DeRocher got suspended for a little bit. Charlie Dressen was the emergency backup to take his place. So you will see a lot of players in this that you recognize, or even if you don't necessarily recognize them, they're certainly big name. And even if they're not big name, they're really cool pictures and great players of the 50s. So I'm thrilled to have gotten 2 of these almost complete sets. A couple more Phillies for me here. This is Ken Heitzelman. I'm thrilled to get these kind of awesome sets. A lot of people don't like the reprints or the, card sets like this, retrospectives that aren't vintage. Red Schoendienst, Hall of Famer. But I like anything baseball cards, especially sets, obviously. So I'm going to have to spend a little bit of money to pick up the missing cards in this set. But that's not a big deal to me. That looks like Harvey Kuhn. Yeah, Harvey Kuhn. A lot of pictures of Harvey Kuhn with a big wad of chaw in his cheek. There, he doesn't have it, but I recognize that picture real quick. A lot of cool images. There's a Ted Williams card in this set, but again, it's not included in this particular grouping. All the big name players really had been taken out and were not available in this set. So anybody who played in the 50s pretty much was included. I don't know if TCMA bothered to get a license to do this or just did it on their own. It'd be interesting to find out because they're not showing the licenses on the back like Topps would. In fact, I guess Topps really didn't do it back in the early days either. But there's a nice one right here. Anybody who's a baseball fan would recognize that face as well. That's Herb Score. Herb Score, famously, with all the talent in the world, had that pitch hit back right in his face. And then there's a nice big unibrow. I think that's Wally Moon. Yep. With the big old unibrow. Even back then, all the cards showed him. Yeah, but Herb Score suffered greatly after getting beamed in the face with a comebacker. It almost looks like Jimmy Pearsall, but I don't think it is. Nope, Dale Mitchell. So a lot of players you just wouldn't know by looking at them. Certainly not a lot of Hall of Famers, but several Hall of Fame players, as well as certain scrubs. I think there's a Bobby Shantz card in there. Somewhere in here I know there's a Bobby Shantz card. Wonder if Ray, here's your Monty Irvin. Wonder if Ray from Philly has this one, autographed Ray from Philly. Here's Bobby Shantz right there. Ray from Philly's been trying to get every Bobby Shantz card autographed. Wonder if he has that one already, since Bobby's still kicking, still signing. I guess he's slowing down a little bit here and there. It's like Ray Boone right there. Yeah, Ray Boone, Bob's dad. Brett's grandpappy, Aaron's grandpappy. I'm pretty sure Ray has passed on. Another great coaching staff of the Dodgers. The only Hall of Famer in there is Walter Alston. That looks like Jimmy Pearsall. There you go. That's Jimmy Pearsall. Oh, I just love the faded. I don't know. There's something about these colored photographs from the 50s that has that 50s look. It's not perfectly clear, you know. Hector Lopez almost looks like a Veda Pinson or something. The faded nature of these pictures makes them extra special, makes them vintage, you know. I wish I had more vintage cards. It's just not something I'm interested in spending all of my money on because it limits the amount of stuff I can get. And sometimes I just want a lot of little things to complete collections. You know, the way I am so much, that's a little Johnny Padres, very young Johnny Padres, who was at one time a great pitching coach for the Phillies back in the 1993 team. Johnny Padres. Every team is represented nicely in this set. So if you got a favorite, there's Sal Magley. I recognize that face instantly. Sal the Barber. Magley. What do we call him, the barber in here? Yep. Sal the Barber. Because he'd throw high and tight, give everybody, quote unquote, a close shave. You know? Who's that guy? Ken Lehman. Certainly many players I don't know just by looking at them. But that looks like Hoyt Wilhelm right there of the Giants. Yeah, Hoyt Wilhelm. This is almost like a repeat of a Pee Wee Reese card, but I don't think it's Pee Wee Reese at all. No, Don Hogue. This looks like Jim Gilliam. Chico Fernandez. No idea who this guy is. Valmy Thomas. Don't know Valmy Thomas. But again, this is another way to get little unknown stars of the 1950s. And some really cool looking pictures. Really awesome little pictures. That's Bob Miller of the Phillies. Bob Miller. And Jim Gilliam at the end there, though. So anyway, that is a look at the 1950s, or the 1979 TCMA release set called Stars of the 1950s. TCMA did a whole bunch of these I don't want to call them reprint because they're not reprinting an old set per se. They're just releasing special sets of star players of different eras. And they did a whole bunch of different sets back in the day, back in the mid to late 70s. I think living into the 80s, they did a ton of them. And they're not so popular with collectors. I mean, people might have one or two, but very few people have them all. And for whatever reason, they don't get a lot of attention or love. Probably because they're not really a major release and because they weren't period era cards. But they still look beautiful. I'm still thrilled to get them. I got two boxes from my LCS, and both of them were just a few cards short. Well, one was a few cards short. I think I'm missing about just under 20 of the 271 cards. I'm going to go after all of them. I don't know if I will waste my time and money completing the second set because I do need a lot. But I just loved the ability to get these kind of great little oddball sets for $5. Get it be done, and it doesn't cost a lot of money to get the cards I'm missing. Although the cards I'm missing are all the big name stars: your DiMaggio, your Mantle, your Williams, your Mays. All those guys are going to take me some time to get. Well, they're all available online on eBay. These cards, every one of them you can have on eBay for a couple bucks. So I'll probably end up doing that. But anyway, that's all I have to show you today. I think this is a really cool set. I'm sure if you've got a favorite player, he's of the 50s, he's got a card in here. So consider going onto the Bay and picking up one of your favorite player cards if you get a chance. That's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider like, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. I really do appreciate your support as I try my best to support everybody for this great card meeting. Are you all right? Hopefully, we'll be able to come back on Sunday. This time, I don't think I got any more relatives staying with me now. And I'll be able to do the trivia recap on time on Sunday, all right? I've got no idea what happened to this past Sunday's trivia recap, knowing that I had to fight for space, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.